places in all of college basketball. The Breslin Center. 37 years old and producing some of the great atmospheres in the sport. Tonight, number 15, Michigan State welcomes in the UCLA Bruins. A look at the standings with 90 seconds left in West Lafayette. Michigan is up by 10 on Purdue. Wolverines are in that driver's seat. And then, folks, it's a jam of a conference. Those top four get the double bye in the tournament. So this one means a lot for the Spartans, and it means a lot for the Bruins, who are on the bubble as well. He is the former Iowa Hawkeye superstar, all Big Ten star, Jess Settles, and I am John Fanta. Welcome to the Breslin Center. Jess, unfamiliar circumstance for these two coaches. Yes, you can go through some ups and downs. It's very rare for them to both be coming off lopsided losses. What do you make of the stage tonight?
Well, these teams were dominated, and they were humbled. They're not used to it, especially these two Hall of Fame level coaches. Michigan State, low-key practice today. A lot of focus on getting the ball inside, kicking it out, getting guys open. For UCLA, Coach Cronin said, hey, look, I can't yell at these guys anymore. They got to rebound. We got to play with a lot more toughness. They were destroyed at Michigan, especially in that second half.
America, if you like point guard play, don't go anywhere but here tonight. We begin with the nation's leader in assists, Jeremy Fears. What makes him so good?
Well, he just makes everybody around him better. He counts for 50% of his team scoring and assists. If he gets that mid-range jumper going, he is really tough to stop. There's that snake dribble. He knows how to get to the free throw line. He's only shooting 29% over his last 3 games, so he's got to get that up.
On the other side, it's one Donovan Dent, who met the Spartans last year in the NCAA tournament.
He's got to have a career type of night. If he can get to the elbows and assist his guys and get those three-pointers falling, then they can stay in us. He can't turn the ball over. He's got to control tempo, get back on defense. He's only shooting 19% from beyond the arc. He shot 40% from 3 last year. He's got to have a big one.
What a special place this is in college basketball, and Tom Izzo said it. We need our crowd to be into it tonight. They beat Illinois just over a week ago. As we look at our starting lineups presented by PetSmart, beyond Donovan Dent, the big storyline, Xavier Booker is back in East Lansing, spent 2 years with the Spartans. Tom Izzo said, greet him with an applause tonight, be classy. The tip belongs to the Bruins in the blue, Michigan State in the white. Our officials, Brian Dorsey, Paul Sells, Tim Comer. Bruins at 9-5 in conference play. Their highlight, a win over Purdue. 8 on the shot clock on the opening trip. Tyler Bilodeau, like Cronin said, heart and soul player, spinning and hitting.
He's the top three-point shooter in this league. He loves to pump fake and power, but that was a tough shot. It's a good start for his confidence. He did not play well against Michigan, but he is a handful.
Michigan State team with 3 guys averaging in double figures, Fears, Kohler, and Carr. Shot clock at 12. It's Cohen Carr. He's long. What's the key for the Bruins to pull something off on the road tonight?
Well, obviously they can't turn the ball over and they have to shoot the 3 well, but the main key is they've got to compete on the glass. This is a team that is not tough enough right now. Michigan State rebounds 40% of their misses.
Top 3 in the country in rebounding margin are the Spartans at plus 12.6, down to 10. It's a 5. This is Dent. Donovan Dent banks it in.
It's really good defense by Michigan State. 2 possessions in a row, but tough shots by UCLA.
And a switch for Jordan Scott. Perry attacking, can't hit it. Tom Izzo said we better rebound tonight because he did not like the way his team did that against Wisconsin. A rare time for Michigan State to be even on the glass with somebody. Only once this season have they been out-rebounded. Carr spinning, and a good stop by the Bruins. Booker met him.
Great job by Booker not fouling. UCLA, when they stay in a stance and show their hands, and these McCronin teams are really good defensively. This team has been average. He's trying to get them to another level at that end.
Bilodeau gliding in, no. Rebound to Kohler.
It's interesting. UCLA sending 3 guards back on those shots to slow down this transition by Michigan State.
Cohen Carr with his first jam. Five straight for the Spartans. Carr coming off a 19-point showing on Friday night against Wisconsin. We get a foul away from the ball.
Well, the way these guys move the ball, they're so unselfish, and this guy is one of the great leapers in college basketball. He is must-see TV. Kind of lost it a little bit, but when he's attacking the rim like that, he just gets everybody excited.
As good an athlete as there is in the sport, Cohen Carr, one of the captains for the Spartans. Another entry into Bilodeau. They have gone to Bilodeau now 3 times in the opening 3 minutes and change, down to 8. He kicks. Dent's been searching for that jump shot all year. This time he's going to hoist a tough one. Donovan Dent came to play.
He's just not confident in that 3-point shot, so he gets that midi going, and that is an awesome shot fading away.
In and out, and a stop for the Bruins. Dent looking to run. He got stripped. Defensive play by Fears. Some traffic here. Spartans will reset with 15. It's at 10. Little crossover from Tang. Cooper tries and knocks it down.
If you're the Bruins, you can live with that shot. UCLA's been tough defensively early in this game. If he's going to make mid-range jumpers all night, you just tip your hat and move on. But great start offensively by UCLA as well. Getting the ball inside to Bilodeau, not settling for threes and playing inside out.
A corner triple, and the Bruins brought their A game. That's Eric Daly Jr.
When Dent can get to the elbows, he is looking to assist.
That's a tough bucket. Jackson Kohler gets in on the fun. What a start in East Lansing.
Well, it's nice to see Jackson coming out with confidence. He's been in a slump. He's a double-double machine, but only 10 out of his last 43 from beyond the arc.
Bilodeau is short, and it's Spartans basketball. It's a UCLA team that leads the Big Ten in three-point percentage. There's a three and a taste of their own medicine. Kohler's come out sizzling. A kick ball that takes us to a timeout. We've had 4 lead changes already.
These guys know how to share the basketball. We're talking about the Spartans. They make the extra pass. That's a nice mid-range jumper. Doesn't even touch the rim, and this guy's got to get himself going if they want to get back to the Final Four. And another assist. Hey, if he can step out.
Again, known each other since before the 5th grade, played high school sports together, college roommates at Northern Michigan University, the best men in each other's weddings, and great to see Ariucci here tonight as we take a look at tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Not to mention Jaden Aiken's in the house tonight, the former Spartan.
UCLA is 316th in the country in defensive rebounding, so they have to block out and keep one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the country off the glass. And then you got to fear Jeremy. Fears is leading the country in assists. Got to find a way to make somebody else beat you.
You've played against Tom Izzo's teams and have terrific, well, not necessarily terrific memories on your end in this building, but you know Coach Izzo well. What makes him so good?
His guys are always the toughest guys on the court, right? I mean, they never back down from a fight, and they run the floor. They're so impressive at sprinting the floor. You watch it on tape, and you just don't realize how fast they are until you get back on defense. And guys like Mo Peterson and Cleaves are coming at you, and it's never stopped, right? Draymond, they have athletes that know how to fly up and down the court.
10 on the shot clock. Spartans have shot 5 for their first 8. It's at 5. Down to 3. Fears launches and drills it. just 25% from downtown on the year, and that is his 20th three of the campaign.
Only 1 out of his last 10, and he gets the ball screen there. He comes off of it. Typically he gets downhill, but he's got to take that shot. It's a great screen and an elite three-point shot.
That doesn't fall for Brown. 8 straight for Sparty. Looking to bounce back. Tom Izzo said we got our behinds kicked on Friday night against Wisconsin. Started slow, got within 9, and Coach Izzo said we just couldn't do the little things.
Kohler's got a mismatch down there. They didn't find him, and wow, it's great defense by UCLA.
Give Donovan Dent his 40th steal of the season.
Well, these 2 guys here have to work this pick and pop action. Dent and Bilodeau. Dent's got to turn the corner. Bilodeau's got to knock down some shots. And speaking of a three-point shooter, this guy before the injury was the top three-point shooter in the country.
Sky Clark is shooting 49% from downtown. Missed the 10 games with the hamstring injury, but they have him back now. Tom Izzo said he's the X factor of this matchup.
That's the first thing that he said to us when he came over today at practice and sat down.
Nice spin move off 1 foot. Wow, Jackson Kohler.
Jackson Kohler. He's had such a great year, but he's been in a slump over the last few games. But when he gets that three-pointer going, that gives him confidence for that mid-range. It's nice to see Sky Clark on the floor. Those hamstrings are so tricky. He's been out a long time since the Iowa game, but I'll tell you what, you can't leave him open.
No, you can't, as Scott commits the foul.
Here's Sky. I mean, he plays great defense, moves well without the basketball. Here's that screen. You go under, and you're going to pay the price. That Steph Curry range. Just getting back at it. Played a handful of minutes at Michigan. He needs to have a big one.
Sure does. They've been working him back with the minutes. Nick Cronin said we need him. His presence on both ends. He is also the Bruins' best defensive player.
So quick with his hands, very unselfish.
Down to 10. Here's Dent. Back to Clark. Sky is short. Look at Carr gliding for the rebound, but he traveled.
See, UCLA is a completely different team with Sky on the floor. His guy helped off right there. Dent turns the corner. They got the shot that they wanted, but you cannot collapse on the point guard with number 55 standing out there. That's a 50% three-point shooter.
And this is what Tom Izzo told us earlier today. He said our defense has not been anywhere near where it needs to be. Another open look for Clark. He can't hit, but we're going to get a foul on the Spartans, fighting for the rebound.
Well, Michigan State worked on this underneath out-of-bounds defense for 10 minutes in practice today. Tom Izzo said UCLA is so physical in these situations. They'll push you, they'll bully you, and they get open shots. And Sky got a wide open look there.
UCLA's last 7 attempts have been beyond the arc, but Michigan State, it's so rare for them to go through a defensive drought like they've been on. 5 straight games of allowing at least 75 points matches the longest streak of allowing 75 or more in the Tom Izzo era. That's way off for Dent. And now we're going to get a foul going the other way. And that's on Jamerson the second. We've got a timeout at the Breslin Center and a 5-point Michigan State lead. Monday on NBC and Peacock as we go into the film room with the former All-Big Ten superstar Jess Settles.
Jeremy Fears is as good as anybody in the country at this pick-and-roll action. There's Kohler. He sets the screen. He gets the switch he wants. He pulls up with confidence. That is huge going forward because you can't stop him downhill. And you throw in the fact that Kohler sets mean screens, and he can also pick and pop. Both of those guys off to a great start. If you're UCLA, what do you do with Fears if he starts drilling threes? You've got to play him for the drive, and he made him pay for that decision.
This time a catch and shoot and another switch. Jeremy Fears Jr. 2 for his first 2 from downtown. Michigan State's made their last 6 shot attempts. UCLA 1 for their last 7. Perry offensive foul.
Well, Fierce coming into this game only 1 out of his last 10, but he makes such a huge impact on this team. Assists, scoring. When he plays well, there are the numbers. I mean, that is elite. 3 Big Ten guys there, but I'm telling you, when he steps back and hits those 3-pointers off that pick and roll, it takes his team to another level.
Since 2015, only 2 guys in college basketball have averaged 15 and 9+ assists in a season. John Morant and Oakland's Kay Felder. Fierce trying to join that company. Down to 8. It's at 5. Fierce again. What does UCLA need to do differently?
I would play Cooper straight up. They went doubling right there, and then he kicked it out for an open shot. Right now, Fierce is in a rhythm. Make him put it on the floor.
Carr.
Wow.
Finding his way. Timeout, UCLA. Listen to Breslin.
Good is good enough for some, but not for you. Because you know there's nothing like traveling the world with the largest curated global hotel program and having a place to land with the largest global airport lounge network. Nothing like having dining benefits at over 10,000 Resi restaurants and having access to unique experiences worldwide. For a life like no other, you need a card like no other. There's nothing like Platinum.
Cohen Carr, I mean, when he gets the ball in the open court, it is sensational. He kind of fumbles it. It's a 39-inch vert. That's standing vert. 51 inches when he gets a little run. But if this guy continues to shoot the ball well, I love how Michigan State's playing right here in this first few minutes.
How about when they get downhill? Because they lead the Big Ten and they're 10th in the country, 17 fast break points per game. They're up 8-0.
Well, they've been leading the Big Ten in fast break points for the last 30 years. Right. There's nothing new under the sun, Johnny.
Foul on Carr. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule on Peacock tomorrow night. Can Steve Lutz and Oklahoma State seize an opportunity? They're right on the bubble. They welcome in number 8 Kansas. This Saturday, a Big Ten, Big 12 doubleheader. College Park, and down to TCU. And then next Wednesday, folks, it's as big a game in the Big East all season, St. John's at UConn from Hartford.
Yeah, I don't know why Sky Clark's passing some of these shots up. He had an open 3 there early.
Kick out for a 3 with 3 on the shot clock was off, and UCLA has won for its last 9. Foul on Booker in his return to East Lansing. Emotional night for Xavier Booker as you take a look at UCLA's strength, 38% on the season. That's tops in the conference. Thus far, they're just 2 of 8. Spinning, that one long. And it'll stay with the Spartans, and this is exactly what Mick Cronin talked about with his team. Jesse said, if you do not rebound the ball, you don't stand a shot in this building.
You cannot jump with Michigan State and play tip drill with Michigan State. You got to do the old school basketball camp, put your backside right in their thigh, and don't let them launch. I thought that one went off of Michigan State, but if you give Spartans a couple of opportunities every other possession, you're going to have a long night. You've got to block out. We've got to keep our eye on that.
Good ball movement by the Spartans. That one long, but again, they cannot box out Jackson Kohler. So it'll be a 3rd opportunity on this possession.
Well, looks like Perry got his hip on him, but obviously a mismatch. Bilodeau comes down to try to help out, but there are the numbers. 12.6 rebounding margin for Michigan State. It's what they've been doing in the Tom Izzo era. You cannot jump with them. You've got to be tougher, and you've got to block out and not let them launch.
Down to 8.
There's that pick and roll action again. He's going to take the midi right there. Oh,
he is hot. Fire. Jeremy Fierce Jr. has made the Bruins quite fearful. A scalding hot start with 8 on 3 of 4.
He's making every right read coming off of that ball screen action. Another forced 2-point shot. And here comes Fierce.
Look out! Carr almost brought the house down. 4 tries. Oh, yeah! Timeout, Bruins.
I got it! I got it! I got it!
Next time, little man. You good, little man?
Don't call me little man. Whoa! You friends! You good, man?
Yeah, man.
4 parks, 1
You
vacation
good, little man?
that changes everything. Universal Orlando Resort.
Jeremy Pierce Jr. with 8 points and 4 assists already. Michigan State's on a 20-3 run.
Well, he's just making the right read, right? So Bilodeau's in drop coverage. He's planning for the drive, and you just pull up, take what the defense gives you. He's making all the right passes. He's controlling the tempo, not forcing things. And right now, the Spartans just crashing the boards over and over again. And UCLA, I'll tell you what, John, this is a critical possession. You've got to get Dent a double drag or a drag ball screen here. Let him refuse it, get 2 feet in the paint, and kick it out to a shooter if he doesn't attack the rim.
UCLA has not scored in over 4 minutes. Tom Izzo's challenge to his team: defend a heck of a lot better, and tonight the nation's 7th-ranked defense has showed up. Down to 6. Bilodeau with 3. Contested shot, and the drought continues.
Forcing fadeaway mid-range jumpers. That's just elite defense.
Well, this is exactly what Coach Izzo worked on with his group the last 2 days, Jess, because he took that personally Friday night. You just do not see the Spartans lose a game by 21 points. This is their worst loss in 4 years in terms of margin. Turnover.
Wisconsin's pretty darn good, right? They had 15 threes. And Coach Izzo said they couldn't miss, and that's about as well as they could play.
What a week for the Badgers, winning at Illinois and following that up with a dominant performance over the Spartans.
Dent has to find a way to get downhill here. He's got to attack.
Dent got to the elbow, down to 5. Turnaround is long. They are 1 for their last 12.
Well, somebody from UCLA has to force a whistle. You're going to have, even if you pick up a charge, these fadeaway soft moves at the rim, they just don't work, especially here.
Another one. This one short, but another foul over the back. Taking us to a timeout. That's the 3rd over the back call on the Bruins, trying to keep Tom Izzo's relentless Spartans off the offensive glass. To his tenure in Westwood, as you take a look at the Big Ten standings after Michigan beats Purdue, and now the Wolverines have that firm grasp of a Big Ten regular season title.
When they're shooting the ball the way they've been shooting it lately, when you add that size to it, nobody's going to beat them.
UCLA trying to get out of a long drought. They have been ice cold, and they just turn it over. Donovan Dent instantly points to Mick Cronin.
Well, they finally got the stop that they wanted, and they pushed a fast break, and it looked like Dent threw it right at a Michigan State player. He wanted him to review it, but Coach Cronin said, look, it's not worth burning a timeout over.
Zone look. And then into a man for the Bruins. Jordan Scott. He's starting to heat up, making his 4th start of the season. Tom Izzo says he could change our ceiling. How so?
They get scoring from the wing position, an athlete on the wing position, right? Somebody who can make big shots. He's 12 points per game over his last 3, and he's 8 out of his last 17 from beyond the arc. That really changes your offense.
Divine Ugochukwu out for the rest of the year with a foot injury. Tom Izzo said we need even more from Scott. Need more from Kurtang. 5 on the timer. Here's Sky Clark, extra pass, Dent, no. Back to the Spartans.
Well, there's the long-range three. Look at the ball movement, right? Everybody's touching it. You move it side to side.
And you see Christy Winter-Scott, Jordan's mom. Christy, a colleague of ours, outstanding at what she does. And a terrific mom, balancing being at Jordan's games and then being at her daughter's game, her daughter at Georgetown. Got on the flight this morning. Said there was a slight mechanical issue. She's praying, she's hoping. They said we're taking off. She made her way here. She is everywhere right now, and we love Christy, and great to see her pregame.
Coach Cronin last year had the #1 defense in the league. Now they're down around 7 to 8, and he's trying everything. He's changing the lineups. He's playing zone defense. They just can't get the stops that they're used to getting, and they haven't gotten better over the course of the season. They've got to string a couple together. That's too open of a shot.
Oh, Jordan Scott is 3 for 3. The Spartans are 7 for 12, and Mom is loving it. 18-0 Michigan State run. UCLA hasn't scored in over 7 minutes. Perry's been silent. Here's Dent with 8. Perry stuck with 3. Another deflection. Carr dives for it. 1.1 for the Bruins.
Well, Scott's been on fire, right? And Coach Izzo said this guy's future is unlimited. And if you're late to the party, look at the arch and the rotation. And look at hey, that's my guy right there.
Her energy with 1.1 endless. They didn't know it. They did not realize how much time there was on the shot clock. It's a shot clock violation. A nightmare for Mick Cronin after a 30-point loss in Ann Arbor. And you look up, you haven't scored in close to 8 minutes, and you're down by 19.
Yeah, see, even in the first half at Michigan, they couldn't guard, right? They were just making shots, keeping that game close. But you get in the 40s, you know Michigan is going to blow you out in the second half. They've got to find a way right here. How about getting the ball inside to Eric Daly on the post? At least force a double. Somebody's got to have the toughness to get to the free throw line here and stop this bleeding.
Second foul, meanwhile, on Cooper. And think about now your last 2 halves of basketball. That's a combined 47 points that you've been outscored by. It has been bleak for the Bruins.
I like the mentality there by Dent to turn the corner and at least get to the rim.
Dent gets to his spot, and at long last, that ends an 8-minute total scoreless drought. Cooper, and 1, Carson Cooper.
Look at this guy. He is so versatile. I mean, you go for the top of the key. You're 5-man. He puts the ball on the floor with his left hand, gets discombobulated in the air, and still has the athletic ability to kiss it off the glass.
And we talked with Tom Izzo about his 2 bigs and seniors. And he brought it up. Jackson Kohler said such a nice kid, a little quieter in personality, but has that silent assassin in him, can get going for us. Carson Cooper, that outgoing guy, they can have it at any speaking engagement to talk about the program, and together they have made such a duo.
Well, Izzo's bullish on this team, right? I mean, you read some of the clippings around here, you think they have 15 losses. They only have 5 losses, right? They're a top 15 team in the country. And he thinks they're going to continue to get better. And Jordan Scott is the main reason why, right? The more pressure games he's in, the better he gets. And coaches said, look, I'm pretty used to doing well in March. And he told us that today. So
you think?
Another fader, right? These are low percentage shots.
8 Final Fours is enough for you? The Hall of Famer? 370 wins in this conference. That is a 3rd foul, by the way, on Jamerson. It's just ridiculous what he has been able to accomplish as Michigan State will have a 1-1. And in year 31, it's 757 career victories.
I was here when Eric Snow and Sean Respert, Coach Heathcote right at the end of his career, and then Izzo takes over, and he's got Jamie Fike and Anthony Pig Miller, and they played with toughness. Ray Weathers, Damon Bethea. But when the Flintstones came to town, then everything changed. It wasn't just about toughness and grit. It was about talent and speed. And Mopeet catching lobs and dunking on everybody. It was fantastic.
What was it like facing Mopeet?
I was at the back of the press sometimes, and it was just impossible, right? The only thing you could do is try to grab him because Mateen, it took 2 guys to slow him down. He was just like a running back crashing through the line.
Bilodeau off the window.
Nice. Hey, get downhill for UCLA. Chip away. It's got to be at this end where things have to change.
They brought that double. It's going to be another 1-1 after our timeout. Michigan State, you're coming off a rough loss in Madison. Tonight has been a haymaker. Well, Q, everybody wants to rule the world. Tears for Fears. Fears is causing tears for the Bruins.
Well, look, we know he can get downhill and wreck a defense. He draws 2 defenders many times. He's the top assist man in the country. But if they're going to make a deep run and become the team Coach Izzo thinks they can become, he's got to hit that mid-range jumper, and he's got to knock down threes off that pick and roll. He's played a perfect game tonight. He's been really up and down with his shot. It looks good. He's got to continue to play with confidence. The way they are crashing the boards on misses, this is the real Sparty team. That was an aberration the other night in Madison.
You brought it up with this team and what they've been able to accomplish. You beat Arkansas the first week of the season. You beat Kentucky and then North Carolina as well. As we tell you that coming up on the Liberty Mutual Insurance Halftime Report, Trenny Casey with an Olympics update. Plus, first half highlights and stats from here in East Lansing. So stay with us for the Liberty Mutual Insurance Halftime Report. What a night on Peacock. Michigan getting past Purdue. Wolverines now up to 15-1 in the conference. Purdue drops to 11-4. Michigan State at 10-4. You want that triple bye in the Big Ten tournament. And again, all 18 from the Big Ten make the conference tournament this year. Nobody's left out. Cooper with Michigan State's last 7 points. They're on a 25-4 run. And this is the area that we talk with Tom Izzo about, because the turnovers, they had been an issue and have been something that he's monitoring. They only committed 9 against Wisconsin. They're 6th of the night.
Well, Fears needed to call for the ball screen there from Coop, and he just called him off, and then things got stuck on one side. And they've been their best when they're moving the ball side to side.
Bilodeau. He's got half a dozen. The problem for UCLA, the best three-point shooting team percentage-wise in the Big Ten, just 2 of 10. And they got some early open looks, Jets.
They've had open looks. Perry just had an open look. If you're Michigan State, you cannot let Clark get loose. I mean, I know they're down big right here, but if there's a guy who can bring them back from beyond the arc, it's one of the nation's best three-point shooters. For the last couple of possessions, they've had wide open shots. They're just not hitting them.
No, Michigan State at 64%, UCLA at 32%. Another turnover by the Spartans, and again, 224th in the country in turnover percentage. It is something to monitor. And now we get a foul on Fears, and the Spartans are at the limit, so it'll be a 1-1 for Trent Perry.
just a critical couple minutes here for UCLA. Nice job drawing the foul. Get to the free throw line, stop the clock, chip away.
Well, this is a sophomore from West Covina, California, who has really come on for the Bruins. 23 against Washington, 25 against Indiana. Nick Cronin bringing up the fact he steps up when Sky Clark was absent for those 10 games. Gets moved to the starting lineup and has really run with it. Just big-time talent who has the ability to change a game. He had 30 earlier this year against Penn State.
About 21 out of his last 42 threes. 17 points per game over his last 5, like you mentioned. And Coach Cronin said the Big Ten grind has really toughened him up and made him a better player. Nice job stepping up and hitting the free throws.
Checking in for UCLA, number 2, Donald.
Making them both. UCLA team that entered the night firmly on the bubble. No blemishes to that resume. No quad 3 or 4 defeats, 2 quad 1 wins. A tie up here and a jump ball is called. The arrow is with the Spartans. Talking about a team that has won 5 of their last 7 games. And this is a league, as you well know, Jeff Settles, so daunting. Could very well send 10 to the NCAA tournament. There's no shortage of opportunity to change your season. Just look at their upcoming slate.
Oh, absolutely.
They've got Illinois this weekend, still have Nebraska at home as well.
Absolutely. They take care of business at home, especially against Illinois. They're going to be in pretty decent shape.
Shot clock at 10. Down to 6. Carr, corner. Fears. He has been red hot. Third 3.
Just great defense by UCLA. They pack the paint. They force Carr to take a long 3, and they forget to do the most important thing, the thing they talked about, the thing we featured off the top, block out and rebound. You give Michigan State 2 opportunities. They're going to make you pay 90% of the time.
Jeremy Fears Jr. entered this night with 19 threes made on the season. 25 games, 25% from beyond the arc tonight. He's got 3 of 5 from downtown. A different Fears. Down to 3. Fears having a nuclear half. That's a really difficult shot. Philadelphia shut him down. Clark, corner. Lid on the bucket. Tom Izzo's going to call a timeout. He'll use that, use it or lose it with his team. 8 of 14 from downtown. They've hit their average for a game. We've talked about it. Perimeter shot making can be a question mark for this team at times. Anything but tonight, partner.
Well, when Kohler and Fears are hitting threes, they're as good as anybody in this league. I mean, they can beat Michigan on nights when those 2 guys are hitting threes. It's really interesting about Fears. It's surprising that he shoots such a low percentage because his form and his rotation and his follow-through look great. So if he can get a little confidence out of this shooting, I mean, look at the extra pass. He steps into it. That's great rotation. That ball doesn't even hit the rim. And Jackson's been in a little bit of a slump. So, yeah, obviously coaching is a lot easier when your guys are making open shots.
You think about this team, and Graham Couch, who does a terrific job covering them with a variety of columns for the Lansing State Journal. He brought up the fact that a few weeks back that this team could really be a team that can get to Indianapolis if everything goes correctly. Now, the last 2 weeks, you've lost 3 of your last 4 games. That changes when you look at some of the sloppiness and what they've lacked from the 2 spot. But Tom Izzo still, you brought it up, he believes that his team can get to that tier. and be in the final weekend. 2 on the shot clock here. Carr, he just stumbled. That's a traveling.
Well, that's great defense. I'm still a little disappointed Graham didn't join us for steaks last night. We could have solved a lot of problems with that guy sitting there. I know. Here's the move. Carr just not confident with that three-point shot. This is good officiating. There's nowhere to go. I sent a text to Brendan Quinn and asked him to come to dinner last night too, but he sends a text back and said he's in the Swiss Alps covering some sort of event. I think he was just over there skiing. He's gotten soft now that he's been promoted.
Good segue, partner, because we have an update from Milan coming up on the Liberty Mutual Insurance halftime report. And Brendan does a great job with the athletic. USBWA, great as well. Here's Dent, down to 12, gliding, tied up, kicking, it's Clark. He knocks it down, Sky Clark.
Great job getting into the teeth of the defense, not panicking, kicking it out, and Sky's got to keep firing. I mean, forget about your legs, the hamstring, the shooting percentages.
Here's kick, clock down to 3. It's Scott, he's stuck. And that's going to take us to the break. A 20-point lead for Michigan State.
Well, Donovan Dent is so good at collapsing a defense. Look, there's 2 Spartans, make it 3 around him. He knows where his shooter is. That one looked pure. Sky Clark, keep firing. Maybe you have a chance here, but this has been all Michigan State, partner.
An 18-0 run headlines the first half. Michigan State angry at this building? Well, for the last 3 decades, good luck with that if you're the visitor. After these messages, it's the Liberty Mutual Insurance halftime reports. Just settles. The Wolverines just keep on rolling. In the Big Ten, by the way, everybody makes the conference tournament. First few games for you right here on Peacock. What do you make of the #1 team in the country?
Their body of work over the entire season has been so impressive, right? They have the size, so on the nights like tonight, when they're defending and shooting the 3 well, they can't be beat. So they are a legit national title contender. Everybody knows that. But when you see them in person, they're physical, they're long. You know, they came in here and got up big against Michigan State. That's really hard to do.
How about this conference? Field of 68 right now, projecting 10 teams in. Ohio State, by the way, is up right now on Wisconsin. They're up by 12 at the break. They were in the first 4 out on our Field of 68. Maybe in play for 11 is the Big Ten. That could be most in the country.
The beauty of the league is that there are so many opportunities ahead of these teams, right? There's no need to panic. Speaking of not panicking, you know, Tom Izzo today, he wasn't screaming at his guys. He knew Wisconsin was hot the other night. There wasn't anything they could do about that. They had a great practice. They focused on rebounding, and he is so happy to see his guys shooting the ball well. Now, if you're UCLA, you know, you're one of the top 3-point shooting percentage teams in the country. Got to move the ball side to side, get 2 feet in the paint, and kick out for some threes. You got to hit the open ones, especially in this first 5 minutes.
Here is Dent. With 10 on the shot clock, they shot 9 of 28 in that first half, and the cold offense continues. Fears again. He is short to tangle up here, and they're able to get something that they struggled at in the first half, a defensive rebound. Michigan State up 22-9 on the glass. Oh, Cohen Carr said no. Kick out for a 3. Bilodeau's there. Carr is everywhere tonight.
I mean, even when you finally get a wide open layup, he's there to erase it.
That's a foul. Count it. Bilodeau will go to the line for 4.
Oh, this is what the Bruins are good at doing, right? Getting
Just
into the paint,
3,
kicking it out.
Beg your pardon, just 3 on the line.
Oh, they got him on the line, huh?
Let's see here.
There's the kick out. Huh. Well, that's what you have to do, right? You take what the defense gives you. You finally stepped up and knocked in an open shot. He's a great free throw shooter as well.
Well, Nick Cronin said this morning, Tyler Bilodeau is everything he wants in a player. Came from Oregon State. He's the son of Two parents who are both fantastic athletes. And Mick said, that allows me to be hard on him.
Yeah.
I could say anything to him, and he says, yes, sir.
He's got a bright future ahead of him. He can play in the NBA. I mean, he's a pick and pop guy. He's 6'9", 6'10", who can shoot the three.
Oh, high-low. Instead, they go back to Fears, who buries it. Jeremy Fears Jr. with 4 triples. A career-high 4 threes made for Fears. Clark, nice move. Couldn't cash in. Offensive rebound and a stick back for Xavier Booker, making his return to East Lansing tonight.
And Coach Cronin, what did he tell us at practice? He said the game doesn't start against Michigan State until the shot goes up, right? So you have to rebound the misses. Now, that was a weight room move right there. They're finally showing a little toughness. Another wide open three.
For Kohler, no, there's Scott, unmanned. Yeah. Nobody was on Jordan Scott, and that has to make Mick Cronin furious. Give Scott 5 straight games of scoring in double figures, Jess.
Yeah, that's a big story in the Big Ten. And obviously Fears hitting threes. That's an even bigger story in the league.
Bilodeau turning short. Kohler a dump down, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. No shot.
Well, it's nice to see Kohler playing well. And there's the assist. Another deep three by Fears. That's just sensational. And then check out the block out here. No one puts a body on number 6. Just an easy offensive rebound. I got him down with 10 second chance points. And Coach Cronin just, that's all he talked about today was rebounding against these guys, and it just hasn't gotten through to him.
Carr. Down to 6. Here's Fears. Crossover over to Tang. He's long. Rebound to Booker. Bruins trying to get back into things. Dent. And he was just met right away by Ward. Now a foul on Dent. His first. See that from Fears. Always physical. The aggressor of this team, but brings them the swagger. No question about that. Down to 6. Here is Carr. Wow. And Cohen Carr drills it. He's got half a dozen.
I can't believe what I just saw there. I thought I saw an old Tom Davis flex play by Tom Izzo. The cross screen and leads to the mid-range jumper. And I'll tell you what, the Spartans are playing well, aren't they, John? I mean, this is really amazing to watch.
Carr gives it off. Nice delivery, and then 2 Bruins were there, Booker and Daly. Well, this is the team that we saw get in the top 10 and have such an amazing start to the season.
I saw a lot of Cohen Carr jerseys walking around campus today. Spring is in the air, and this guy has got a ton of spring. And hey, if he's hitting shots as well, Sparty's back.
Michigan State Spartans matching a best start through 21 games in the Tom Izzo era at 19-2 through 21 games. Now 20-5 as we take a look at their defense. Top 25 in those opponent points per game, opponent's field goal percentage. By the way, officials clarifying a 3 from Tyler Bilodeau as he now comes off a screen and hits another rather than a 2. So it is 50-32 now, and the Bruins have gotten within 18, trying to chip away at this thing, Jess Suttles.
He is such a tough guy to guard because of his length He rises up, even if he has a hand in his face. He leads the league in three-point shooting. You can see why, but they're finally starting to hit some of those open threes. They were so broke in the first half.
Another one for Tang. Michigan State's 10th triple of the night. The Spartans' first game hitting 10 or more threes since January 2nd at Nebraska. And driving is Bilodeau. We saw Tang come up big. That Illinois game was incredible down the stretch into regulation, then going into overtime. Tang with a huge shot as Ward hits it. And then it was Jake Davis who forced the OT with those free throws with a second left, and then Michigan State came out on top. And you think the world of that Illinois team. What'd you tell me earlier today?
Well, I'll tell you, the teams I've watched this year, I'd go with Houston right now to win the national title, and my second team would be Illinois. I think when they're healthy, they're that good. They're so physical and tough. They know how to break down a defense. I sure like the response here by Michigan State. They're not just unselfish. They pass the ball in the right spots.
Now it's Tang. The Spartans cannot miss. They have 10 twos to 11 threes tonight.
They're 6-1 over their last 7 games in this building, and their average margin of victory.
Uh-oh! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Cohen Carr! Clark, a silencer for Sky Clark. Deers downstairs. This has been a complete performance by the Spartans. Carr this time with a dish, serving dinner for Ward's of feast. Timeout, Mick Cronin.
Well, 90% of this guy's field goals come in transition. I wonder why. That just happens to be #1 in the country. This guy is Mr. Elevator. The verticality, he's coming right into your living room. He is must-see TV. The Spartans are hitting threes. They're defending, and they're flying all over. The last time I heard, he was a pig farmer somewhere in Michigan.
Wow.
So he's made some wise decisions in his life. Somebody track him down for him. But it goes to show you not just the training that Tom Izzo gives these guys, it's the staff that he hires, right? He delegates to his staff. His staff was very involved in practice today. TK, Doug, Wojcik, Johnny, and my old buddy Sadi Washington. Those guys are phenomenal. This guy is phenomenal. You talk about losing the one guy you can't. Look at Tom Izzo. He said, that's the guy we can't lose. What a shot.
It really is something what Bilodeau can do. The problem is he hasn't had enough help. Here's one big solution for the Spartans. Cohen Carr has been on point tonight, Jess Settles.
He is so fun to watch in the open court. He's hit 2 mid-range jumpers in this game. The threes are falling. Life on the road in the Big Ten. We go to Michigan and Michigan State. It is tough. You don't get the whistle, and another turnover.
Perry comes off. Tom Izzo talking.
Well, he's still screaming at him for giving Bilodeau an open look.
With one Cam Ward. Well, Bilodeau has 14 points in this second half. UCLA as a team has 18. Bilodeau called for his 3rd foul.
Donovan Dent was so elite last year, played at an All-American level. You transfer up to this level, and things get a lot tougher.
You know, you brought up Coach Izzo's staff, all of his great assistants. You know who you left out? Will Shear and his all-star manager crew.
There we go.
It all goes back to the managers. They get it done.
There you go.
8 on the shot clock. Down to 5. It's Scott. It's at 2. And the Bruins are going to get a shot clock violation. A 23-point lead for the Michigan State Spartans. It's a family. It's a culture. It's Michigan State basketball. It's a machine of a program, one of college basketball.
For me, they were yelling Grandpa Settles in unison, and it's kind of hard to deal with that. Oh, excuse me, their parents were yelling that back in the mid-90s.
Grandpa Settles.
Grandpa Settles. See, I was one of the first 6-year players. Now everybody say 6, 7, 8 years, but I was one of the first ones. The kids didn't like it, but they weren't very hospitable. Now, today on campus, it was great. Everybody was happy to see me.
They called you Great Grandpa.
Yes. Oh, it's a tough place to play. I mean, they get after you. From the moment you walk out to warm up, they're yelling something at you. Send a little help. There's the double. That's really smart. That's great defense.
And it's going the other way. Tell me what makes it great defense.
Well, Bildo's on fire, right? And so he is in attack mode. You know he's not going to pass that. They run the double at him, try to get the ball out of his hands. He fumbles it. And that leads to a turnover. So don't let that guy stay heated up. He's the one guy who can get him back in it.
Fears has 14. He's got a career-high 4 triples. Scramble for it here. Shot clock's down to 3. Bodies to the deck, and this is going back to UCLA. Let's take a look at the upcoming college basketball schedule here on Peacock. Number 8, Kansas, a tough road trip to Oklahoma State tomorrow night. Cowboys can score at Washington, Maryland, West Virginia, TCU this Saturday. And folks, next Wednesday, 7 Eastern time from Hartford. Number 17, St. John's, who's been on an incredible winning streak. They're at number 5, UConn. What do you think of that showdown between Pitino and Hurley?
It's just what we live for as college basketball fans, right? It's going to be an atmosphere like this place, but I can't believe Pitino, after all these years, is still at the top of his game. It's absolutely incredible the way that guy adjusts. I don't know if we've ever had a better coach in college basketball than that guy.
Recently passing Roy Williams with his 904th victory.
You calling that game?
Johnnies have won 11 in a row. I will be in the house for that one. We can't wait. Another tip out, and it's Spartans basketball. Fort with the effort.
I might have to put in for a 3-man booth.
On the attack. On the attack, and rebound for the Bruins. That's some contact, and it'll be a foul on Trey Fort. Well, if you're just joining us, Michigan State went on an 18-0 run in the first half. Yeah. And Fears and Scott have combined for 7 of the team's 11 threes.
They just came out on fire. Coach Cronin just said, look, that second half at Michigan was probably the worst defensive performance of his coaching career. And then you come here and you get off to such a poor start. You give up an 18-0 run. It's just going to put you in a hole that you can't get out of. I like their toughness better in the second half.
Yeah, that look on Mick Cronin's face says it all. This team just not ready off a 30-point loss at Michigan. And that the 4th worst they've taken since 2014-15. The Spartans, meanwhile, they just didn't have any defense against Wisconsin. 92-71 Badgers. Wisconsin made the 15 threes. They've made at least 15 against the 3 top 10 teams they've beaten, Michigan and Illinois being the others. And another foul, this one on UCLA. It's on Dent, and that's now his 3rd. Think about the Bruins and where they're at, life on the bubble, the stress that it brings. There's still opportunities, that's for certain, and good ones at home to get the Huskers and the Illini at Pauley.
They've been great at home.
14-1 at home. That one short. The 1 loss to Indiana. And a foul, and will send Freeney to the line. Second on Fears. And Eric Freeney will step to the line for the Bruins. UCLA's first visit to this building since 2004. 22 years. Last year, Eric Daly had a game winner for the Bruins to win it at Pauley as Freeney, the redshirt freshman from Corona, California, misses the first. You miss 2 in a row, and you get free McDonald's McNuggets. Settles and I will take a 20-piece, but Tom Izzo will not let his team eat any McNuggets because they gave up a box out on a free throw. A foul going the other way. But that has the Michigan State head coach upset because what did they work on today?
Free throw line blockouts. He doesn't, look, he doesn't care about the McNuggets. And he doesn't care about the steak dinner because he didn't join us last night. But he did take Coach Cronin out for dinner on Sunday night. And when he picked him up, what did he say to him? It's either pizza or hot dogs. This is not LA, he said. And the third one on the list I heard was chicken fingers from Costco. That's the Tom Izzo diet, everybody.
Tough for hangouts and beers. They ended up going to Pizza House here in East Lansing. Kohler, no. And UCLA gets a stop. Coach Izzo doesn't go out a ton. I mean, maybe a thing or two about people around town knowing when they see Coach Izzo. But he's just locked in. Wasn't that apparent just how focused he is on the journey? Dent.
Nice.
No.
Just couldn't finish. That was a good attack by Dent. It's interesting. Jeremy Fears told us today when we were talking to him before practice. He said, Coach Izzo, he's taught us how to act in public. He's such an icon in this community and in the state. He said he never turns down a photo. He'll always sign something, take selfies. So generous. And he said it just makes us a better team to watch how he acts in public.
Kohler hits. He did bring that up, and he and Tom were talking yesterday at practice, just one-on-one a bunch. Number one is an extension of Coach Izzo on the floor. Kick out today for three. A 12th trifecta for the Spartans. It's a beatdown for Michigan State. Folks, Mick Cronin cannot stop the bleeding. Timing can be everything in conference play. And on this night, Tom Izzo's team entered ticked off. And they have...
is the best ambassador going for college basketball. And the fact that he respects me enough to take my calls and become friends with me means a lot to me. It's like a milestone in my career. I'm really hoping that I'm not totally miserable on Sunday, nor is he, because we both tend to get that way, and he'll buy me dinner.
And he did. Coach Izzo did buy Mick Cronin dinner, as we joked pregame. Mick's out of money because he Venmo'd Kelvin Sampson last week. No, he Venmo'd him $1 when Kelvin said, hey, at Houston, we got to battle for what we get NIL-wise. Everybody's in that battle. And a little humor from Cronin. He and Tom have a great relationship. Yeah. Mick said it's as great an accomplishment for him, as you heard there, when he knows that Tom Izzo respects him.
Tom Izzo's helped so many guys in the profession, right? Because he knows the highs and lows of the profession, the misery of losing. And he also stays in touch with his former players. Even the guys, as Carr drills a three there, even the guys who have left the program, Tom Izzo will still help, which is just so rare with the chaos that's going on today. But Pep Cronin and Mick Cronin's dad is a legendary coach in the state of Ohio. They know that there are going to be some tough years. There are going to be some tough stretches. Mick Cronin's been coaching since he was in college as an undergrad, coaching JV, high school. He's one of the top defensive minds in the country. It's just getting away from him. These long road trips have been hard for UCLA. They've got to get back home and regroup, but they've got to find a way to be better defensively. They're not average defensively right now, which is really surprising for one of his teams.
Clark, shot clock expires. He was short, and we get a foul on Michigan State. Tom Izzo's asking for a shot clock violation. Oh, that's absolutely a violation.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a miss from Brian Dorsey, Paul Sells, and Tim Comer. Turning around, and another foul. This one on Ward. That's his third. You think about this stat, and there may not be one that sums up more, this being a 31-point game. On the night, Jeremy Fears has 9 assists. That's nothing new.
Right.
He's nation's leader in assists. UCLA as a team has 8.
Early in the game, they couldn't buy one. They had 3 or 4 pretty good looks in the first 5 minutes, and then things just got really out of hand, as they typically do in this building when you don't shoot the ball well.
Jamerson the second, able to hit the second as Tom Izzo will go with Scott. Well, you just saw Stephen Jamerson the second, and this is a full circle night for him. He had wanted to walk on to Michigan State's basketball team, was told there was no tryouts, applied to become a team manager. Shadow days were had. That didn't end up happening. And so he went from having a dream of being a Spartan to leaving there, spending 3 years playing for the University of San Diego for one Steve Lavin, and then coming to UCLA now as a backup big man. And now coming back to East Lansing, where he started out school. I think it is a pretty powerful story, Jess. New York posted something on Jamerson earlier today, for him to go from being a guy that just wanted to have a role. Michigan State, it didn't work out. Got a spot with San Diego, the Toreros, and now back in East Lansing tonight as a Bruin. Got the basketball now and kicks out for a 3.
Yeah.
It swishes home.
Right on cue. I mean, he doesn't try to conquer the double team, just kicks it out, makes the extra pass, and he's coming and giving them a spark. He played with toughness. He tried to throw down. Nice couple minutes here.
Fears dishes it off, and it's thrown away. Numbers for the Bruins. Off to Clark, who hits it. You look at this second half, just settles, it's 29-25. Yes, in favor of the Spartans, but this game, it was out of reach. About 12 minutes in, Michigan State went on an 18-0 run. They take a timeout, led by 20 at the break.
You mentioned Jamerson. There's a little pass inside. There's nothing he can do with it. Move it on. There's the open 3. Nice stroke and follow through. And then number 8 on the layup made a very unselfish assist there on the fast break.
Tomorrow on prime time in Milan, Michaela Schifrin goes for gold in the women's slalom. Plus, Red Gerard and Jessie Diggins hit the snow tomorrow on NBC and Peacock. And of course, the gold medal women's hockey game comes on Thursday, with the United States and Canada renewing their rivalry. USA men's hockey plays tomorrow at 3:10 Eastern time as they look to go on a run now in the tournament, trying to be on a collision course with Canada as well. They will meet Sweden on NBC tomorrow afternoon, 3:10 Eastern time. John Fanta, Jeff Settles, our wonderful crew. Corner triple, and it's good. Cohen Carr with 16.
And that's one of the underrated parts of Tom Izzo's career, right? The ability to come out of timeouts and draw up the perfect play and get his shooter open. Just fantastic job by the coaching staff.
14 threes for Michigan State. Give Fears his 10th assist. Michigan State with just a clinic tonight.
They're going to run screens along the baseline for Carr coming out of the timeout. And he just wants to give him confidence because he knows, Coach Izzo knows, that if 55 is hitting threes, they are lethal.
A season best 14 threes for the Spartans. 14 of 24. Look, you're not expecting to go that mark every night. But for a team that averages roughly half of that on just a hair over 34%, what's it mean if these types of shots can fall?
Well, it just means that this team's playing with a ton of confidence, so you have to stretch your defense, which opens up the drives. Now, the big story, as we mentioned off the top, they've been broke from beyond the arc for the last couple games. Fears coming into this one 1 out of his last 10. Kohler only 10 out of his last 43. So this is a big story in the league.
Good for Cooper. He's got 11 and 7. We've seen the Spartans at their best tonight, Jeff Suggs.
Oh, we have. The way they share the basketball, their offensive rebounding, the decisions they've made in the open court, and especially the pick and roll action. She's been incredible.
Boy, you hate to see this. You hope Clark is okay. He immediately was limping and holding his left leg. Has dealt with that hamstring, nodding, and now going to get stretched out by Perry.
Well, this is a guy who went back-to-back games right before the injury, John, of hitting 6 triples in back-to-back games. Hurts the hamstring against Iowa. Obviously has hurt their offense. Reaching for his calf.
From Illinois to Louisville to UCLA these last 2 years. This guy is an LA kid. Nick Cronin complimenting how much he fights defensively. And good to see him walking on his own power off the court. Pretty classy as well, as Clark deals with some cramps. The Michigan State students were just chanting out, "We love Booker." Now, if that's not classy of them, welcoming Xavier Booker as well, giving him some love on his return night to East Lansing. Mick Cronin said this is an emotional night tonight for him because he had spent 2 years in East Lansing. He cried at the end with Tom Izzo when he met with Coach Izzo. He and his family, they did enjoy their time here. It's a change in destination. Playing football and a foul. Cooper's fouled from behind, and now Cooper is up and in Jamerson's face. And remember, this is a different kind of return for Stephen Jamerson II. Mick Cronin is pointing to the tunnel for him to get off the floor and get out of the game. Cronin just kicked him out. He wanted to be a Michigan State manager. He was turned down, went to San Diego, and so this was an angry sequence for a guy who wanted to be here at one time.
Well, obviously, in a 27-point blowout, you just let that one go. You don't challenge it. You get away from him. It's a reckless play.
Brian Dorsey, Paul Sells, Tim Comer, our officiating crew.
There's just no reason to challenge that in this situation. If it's a one-point game and you can't give up any layups or dunks, it's more understandable. But man, coach just told him to get to the locker room.
Yeah, that wow. you can do the lip syncing there. Well, you're already down 27, and then you have this happen. And the officials are going to talk through this here, and we'll get a ruling on the microphone. We told you about the friendship Mick and Tom Izzo have, and that means a lot to Mick Cronin, enough that he's not going to have anything of it from his player. Didn't even wait for the ruling. Whatever that ruling is, we're not seeing Mr. Jameson again tonight. We'll listen in.
Upon review, the common foul has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul on blue number 24. As a result, white 15 will shoot 2 free throws and have possession on the end line with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Following the flagrant foul, there's also offsetting unsportsmanlike technical fouls on 15 white and blue 24.
Well, it's no longer the 90s, Johnny.
Adjudicated properly by the crew. No, it's not. No, it's no longer the 90s, Grandpa Settles. All right, well.
Glad nobody got hurt in that situation.
Yep. Cooper will head to the line. I will say this. In a world of college basketball where just 3 days ago there was something similar to that, and then tensions flared, and there were some people who didn't handle themselves with a lot of class. That was very classy from Mick Cronin to not have any of that. I mean, this is a guy, too, Jess, who led the Bruins 3 of his first 4 years at the helm to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament and to the Final Four in 21. No, and at Cincinnati, all he did was win. His last 9 years there, they made the NCAA tournament, made a Sweet 16 in 2012. They were a monster of a program in terms of how hard they played. Won 31 games in 17-18.
There are so many teams that are average defensively, and what his strength has always been is that he could get his average defensive teams to be good or great by the end of the year. He hasn't been able to do that with this team.
See Mick with his resume, and has also been a guy who's not afraid to hold back on this current climate. He said last week, I need to find a hard playing, maybe a little not afraid to have a spirit or two, a beverage or two out in Europe, where you could be of age, that type of guy from Europe. I need to bring somebody in that's just hard-nosed, could win a bar fight, and could add toughness. He talked with us about that and what he looks for in building the roster, because, Jesse said, he's learned in this league, in the 2 years they've been in this conference, you've got to have physicality.
It's almost like being a general manager is more important than being a great coach right now in this environment that we're in. And when you get on the wrong side of it, it can go south quickly. It's a good attack by Perry. He's been playing well over the last few weeks.
And he has been. He hits the runner, his first make of the night.
Oh, Izzo just told the Izzo to cut it out.
Fears is short. Yes, he did, because now they're chanting, we want Booker, and Coach Izzo doesn't want any of that involved in the game.
You've got to attack here.
Freeney, Carr, he sent that to outer space. Third of the night. Turnaround, no. Picked up by Villadell. It's unbelievable. I wanted him in the slam dunk contest. As Perry is fouled. We will take a timeout. Car crash into the glass. This man is a wrecking ball.
Fortunate nets like this.
And the Spartans, since the beginning of last year, 18-1 when knocking down more threes than their opponents. Their most threes in a game since February 28th, 2023. Close to 3 years. Sperry hits the first. It has just been an all-out Michigan State domination. And for a team, as much as they've scored 80, Jess, you think about the fact they entered tonight having allowed an average of 82.4 points per game over the last 5. Tom Izzo said we got to defend better. We really saw that in the first half.
No matter what anybody says, right? When you're hitting threes, you defend better. And the defense does travel, and there's no excuse when you don't guard, but there's just something about that adrenaline and confidence that hits you, that gives you fresher legs. You get stops, you're hitting shots. But this has been just total domination and a tremendous defensive performance to keep UCLA out of the paint and then close out on shooters.
Ward was long, and the rebound to Dent. Spartans team that started the year at 19-2. Villadol hoists. He is off. One of 16 in the country with at least 6 quad 1 victories. No shortage of quality to their resume.
And Coach Izzo and his staff have never played the manipulate the net game. So many coaches do that, and they schedule cupcakes. These guys go out and play everybody. He's not afraid to play against anybody. And the other thing, John, he plays against in-state schools, right? Which is becoming a horrific trend in college basketball, where you don't take care of the lower levels in your state, and he doesn't.
Anyone, anytime, anywhere, as the Spartans will head to the bench, and Nick Sanders, Barry Sanders' son, coming into this ball game. Awesome to see him this morning at shoot-around. You got Steve Mariucci back tonight. We've got Jaden Akins in the house. You feel it when you walk in here, and obviously you have that family culture, the history of Iowa basketball. You know it when you see it, right? The genuine love in a program.
It's one of the interesting things in college basketball right now. These guys who transfer 4 or 5 times, where do you go, you know, for help and advice and building your resume 5, 6 years later? I mean, there's nowhere to go if you've taken off. And guys leave Michigan State once in a while as well, but for the most part, the brotherhood has remained strong, and it's just those summer programs when all those guys come back and celebrate the program. It's really special here. There's no question about it. It's very unique, and it's because of Tom Izzo and what he means to these guys.
Shot clock down to 12. Here's Ford. Ford attacking, and he turned it over. Well, for Michigan State, and as Perry is off, it's certainly big in the Big Ten, because if you want to get that triple bye in the conference tournament, again, all 18 are involved in Chicago. And on Peacock, we'll bring you the first 4 games of the Big Ten tournament. Brown is off. And if you want to get that triple bye, Jeff settled, you're really going to have to fight for it, because this league with Michigan at 15-1, their upcoming games, Ohio State on Sunday, and then my goodness, my goodness, you have at Purdue and at Michigan, at Purdue next Thursday night on Peacock, in a 4-game span, and a trip to Assembly Hall.
Well, the big story is their point guard and the pick and roll action, and he was confident tonight pulling up and hitting 3. You can't keep him from getting downhill if you have to close out on him. So again, Michigan State is not afraid of competition. They're prepared for that schedule, but the top of this league is just lethal, and they're going to have to really earn it here down the stretch.
As Jesse McCullough knocks down the J, 82-56. You think about Illinois at 12-3, Nebraska at 11-3. Purdue now at 11-4. Michigan State now about to be at 11-4. Somebody's going to get left out of that top 4 as Perry hits. Wisconsin, they're down 17 to Ohio State. What a win that's going to be for Jake Diebler and the Buckeyes.
That surprises me.
I know you want to see Bruce Thornton get to a dance.
Yeah, I mean, he is he's the ultimate stat stuffer in this league. Sure is.
That's big for the Buckeyes. 10 on the shot clock. You just never know in this conference. Night to night, folks, it's a battle. McCullough, whoa! Brought the house down. How fitting is that? How fitting of a play is that to sum up the night that Colin Walton, redshirt freshman, comes up with a hustle play. Brennan and Colin, one set of 16 brothers playing Division I basketball this season. Final seconds at Breslin. And McCullough will kick a 3. Tonight was about response. Michigan State does so in resounding fashion.
Michigan State 82, UCLA 59.
The Spartans drill a season best 14 triples. They shoot 53%. Jeremy Fears Jr. with 16 and 10 more assists. And it was all Sparty tonight.
Well, the defense was outstanding. They took UCLA out of what they wanted to do. The mid-range jumpers were falling, and the big story is the three-point shooting. I mean, every time they were open, they drilled it.
Jeremy Fears Jr. has 48 assists in his last 4 games.
And they haven't been shooting it great the last couple. They probably could have had 60.
It is unbelievable. Look at your Big Ten standings again. All 18 make the Big Ten tournament. Michigan State at 11-4 with Purdue. Then Nebraska 11-3. And who is going to get that triple bye? Who is going to finish in that top 4? The race is on. And the Spartans, they just dominated from the get-go. 18-0 run. Their defense returned tonight. We got to see it. It did. And we're going to get the head coach of the Spartans, Tom Izzo, to have a seat with us right now after his team wins at 82-59. On a night where 3 guys were in double figures. 5 at 9+. What'd you just say coming on here?
Jess, we played tougher, and when he played, he was an animal.
He said when he played in this building, they all called him Grandpa.
Yeah, that's true, but it was deserving. Yeah. Did you ever see any pictures back when he played?
What did you like the most about your team's performance?
We played harder. We played better defensively first half, and we rebounded. I don't know what any of the stats were at the end, but I just thought we played harder. We made some shots tonight, and we rebounded the ball pretty good. You know, Kohler really played a lot better. I can't believe he only had 9. It seemed like he had more than that, but he really helped us control the game early. Jeremy, I thought, played pretty well, too. Cohen played pretty well, too. Coop was really good early. I thought late we made some mistakes, but big win for us, guys.
Jeremy was really good on the high ball screen, right? He took what the defense gave him, hit the three-point shot. I mean, his shot looks good, Coach.
Oh, yeah. He's improved his shooting a lot, but you're right. He did do a better job up there. Even defensively, he did. We got caught a few times. I mean, this team, they're a lot better than they played, guys. I'm just telling you, I love some of those guards, you know. And, I mean, they got to get everybody back, too. I mean, you get Clark back. I mean, poor kid hasn't played in over a month, so.
Walk us through Fears and his decision-making.
Yeah, you know, that's a really nice decision. Straight up, straight down. Nice reverse pass. Got it in the air. He seemed that it was like the game slowed down for him today, you know? And he saw the game ahead of time. I taught Cohen how to dunk.
Is he the best dunker you've had, or Richardson? Who's in that top 2 or 3?
You know, I had Shannon Brown, and I had JR. And JR's probably watching this game because
I know
his son, Jace, gave all our guys the shoes tonight. Yeah. So I bet you him and Jackie are watching. So until he does what JR did, I'm going with JR first, but Konkar is special.
To close, you've talked pregame about how much you still really like this basketball team. You got off to a 19-2 start. You're now 21-5 on the season. What's in the DNA of this group that you think can lead them to success?
Well, what we are is we're a good team. We have good talent. We do not have great. The word great or elite is not in there. So what has to happen is our margin for error is slim. If we don't guard hard, but I mean, I think that's most teams. If we don't rebound well, because that leads to our running. And when we run, we're a better basketball team. Early on, we ran. Jordan Scott got some great shots early, you know. So it was because of our running. So our defense leads to our running. And our rebounding is led by our defense, because if we don't give up blow-bys, we rebound the ball better. So, I don't know. We're still a little up and down, guys. You know, I don't need anybody telling us we're too good, because maybe we read our – I don't think we read our press clippings. But we got beat by a couple of teams that played really well, too, you know, and that happens, too, in this league.
Why did Mex not invite you to Bodie's for steaks last night? We had a chair for you. He forgot to call you?
You know, what Mex does is he takes me to Burger King.
Oh,
so he takes Mex. You guys to Steakhouse. He takes me to a burger. I'm lucky I didn't get a hot dog out
That's
of it.
disappointing, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks,
Tom
guys.
Izzo, thank you.
Thanks,
we appreciate all your time and
Good
everything
job.
the last 2 days. Michigan State, a winner. And there is Mex Carey, one of the greats in our industry. Terrific sports information director and so much more at Michigan State University. Our producer, Joel Kittay, our director, John Coleman, our wonderful NBC Sports crew, Jess Settles. This is John Fanta saying good night from East Lansing, Michigan State 82, UCLA 59. Folks, just another night in the Big Ten. Kansas and Oklahoma State tomorrow night right here on Peacock. Good night, everybody.